Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, is the game fine? Is it dead? Is everybody quitting? Is everybody playing? What's going on? I saw something in, I think it was one of the upvotes or whatever suggestions that basically, I'll show it if I can find it, but the long and short of it was that they were talking about the game shutting down and refunds, etc. like that. And I was kind of like, and I asked a question to my alliance, is like, is there something I'm not aware of? Is this game like straight up closing? So I think it's a lot of speculation. So anyway, we're going to dive into that a little bit. I'm going to share my thoughts on it on both ends of the spectrum, and let's kind of go from there. I will say that, you know, if you are struggling with the game or you're frustrated with it, you know, check out look, I like this game and I'm going to keep playing it, but there's a lot of other stuff to play too, you know, and like if there's a lull in this, do your dailies, you know, for an hour, half an hour, whatever, and then go play a different game if you get a couple hours a day to game. That would be my recommendation. And I will self-promote the second channel in the description below to go check out Lost Ark. I'm trying to do some videos on that. It's fun. It's an MMO. It's cool. It's a different IP, of course. But anyway, let's get into this.
Bring me WolverThor!
Okay, so here it is. It was by Decaf. It was this one here. It might be hard for you guys to read, so I'll read it. Suggesting that players be refunded when the game shuts down, and then parentheses, which appears to be soon, is not asking for refunds. You don't have to be a jerk just because you are an elite Discord moderator. I assume somebody posted something anyway, so that got posted in there, and that's what I saw from somebody else, and I was kind of like, what does that mean? So first, the idea that the game is dying. So one of the things that people are saying from this is that there's not a lot of communication. So I just went to look at the announcements. It looked like we had something on the 28th, but it was a maintenance. Obviously we had the Lunar New Year, which is 3 straight days. That obviously rocked something or took some things up, took some days up. But since the 28th, we had a maintenance on the 10th, so, you know, pretty quiet for a couple weeks, but again, Lunar New Year. And then the 11th, the maintenance ended. And then there's a minor event thing as well on the 11th. So I agree, there hasn't been much kind of to be said, whereas if you kind of scroll back they had a lot going on. They just had a lot. So, one of the things that I want to start with is, how do I go about this? Look, the game has issues, right? There's certain things in it. I think, and this is all speculation, mind you. All right, so I'm gonna sit back, get a little comfy here. This is all speculation on my part. We'll get Widow up doing her thing while we talk about this. The speculation part of this is that none of us know unless you're in Netmarble. Unless you're working there and you know on the day-to-day, you don't really know what's going on, right? We can certainly speculate on everything that's going on. We know there's some issues in the game. I know that people are frustrated with the game. I've watched Alliance members quit. Even with the Lost Ark coming out, I've seen at least a handful quit and move on to that game, potentially to never come back. You know, some of that was coupled with the nerfs that happened to some of their characters where they're just like, you know what, I spent all this money and all this time, I don't want to have to deal with this. So you know, my hope is that they do eventually come back if this game does correct itself. But having said that, if I was at Netmarble and I was watching all of these things happen, what would I do? I'm the CEO of Netmarble. I'm watching this gigantic IP that I've got, this game that I've probably invested a decent amount of money in. You know, I look at the voice actors, I look at the music, I look at all the things in game, and I go, this is not meant to be a pump and dump. That was not our meant. I mean, maybe it was. But when I get a Marvel IP and I get these voice actors and I get this sort of orchestra music set up for it, I'm looking for a long-term push here. I'm looking for, you know, millions and millions and hundreds of millions over the course of years. And if I don't get that as an investor, I'm not going to be happy. So let's look at the balances that have been happening and just realize that there have been some issues. Now, what would you do internally if something happened with that? You know what I mean? Like, you'd look internally how to fix things. You maybe have some adjustments that you have to make. And one of the things, while it is good to have a PR front to sort of be saying things, it also might be happening that they're trying to figure it out. They're just trying to figure out, like, look, guys, we need to do a soft reset here. Let's figure out what we need to do to actually get this thing going. Which direction are we taking this game? Are we making people go one character, or are we making people go a bunch of different characters? Now, one character is hard enough to build up. Now we're telling them a bunch of different characters. Are we giving them more rewards? Are we doing a bunch of stuff? We need to quadruple at least the rewards. 1-star rewards, get those out of here, because that's not going to do anything. You know, oh, and we're playing with the balancing. Well, what about these people who already finished that character? We're hoping to move on to the second one. Well, now they can't. You know, I did the video the other day where, you know, we were talking about maybe focusing on the gear sets. Now, that's just a way to, you know, change your sales based on the game. You decide if you want to do that or not. But I mean, ultimately, I don't think this game's closing shop. And, you know, again, speculation, but from everything I've seen and discussed and whatever, like, it seems like they think that they're going to keep doing this game, that it's going to keep playing. Again, it needs to improve. You're not going to hear me say different than that. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you this game is fine, because I'm not. There is issues. Like, I feel it myself. I'm like, I mean, I did the DZ video, what, 2 days ago? You know, it's been hard to do content every day. You know, I'm certainly open to a video that's kind of like, all right, this is not a great video, but, you know, it could help a couple people, so I'll do it. You know, I'm like, but I'm not going to just do a video. It's like, God, I just need to do something. You know what I mean? It's like, I typically don't try to do that. I want some purpose behind a video. So I'm like, well, I'm kind of at the point where I'm doing videos every couple days. So I feel it. I know it. Like, I need these natural things to happen for the game to be able to make content off of. So it's certainly something I can recognize. I mentioned that my alliance, you know, we've lost people, and these are high-end gamers who want to, you know, continue to play and strive and do different things, and it's just not there for them. So it's like, hey, I don't want to just keep logging in to do Dark Zone for an hour a night and get and like not even get a 6-star badge, and if I do, it's not even anything I can use because the rolls on it are terrible. I can't blame them. I cannot blame them. You know, that's 7 to 14 hours a week. You know, I mean, people's time's valuable. They want their time to be worthwhile when they actively spend it in something. So I certainly get that. So, but I mean, I do want to say, like, I'm currently gonna push back on saying this game's dead. It's not great. It needs to be worked on. I think that's fine. I'm still gonna play it. You know, I've definitely cut back on, you know, just looking on, like, I'm curious, like, if I'm looking at, you know, anything that's sort of my, like, rankings for the week, it's probably not very high. I mean, Dark Zone, I still do go in, but, like, this is just, like, messing around. Like, we don't have a lot of, I mean, it's a lot of X-Force up here. You know, there's there's an alliance that merged, and so maybe they'll come in and start doing some stuff. That'll make it a little bit more fun. You know, but this zone doesn't really, I mean, Dimension Duel, I tend to be top 15 to 40, so that's whatever. Same, like, Spec Ops, I do it once a day and I'm done. You know, my Most Wanted, I get it done and I move on. I guess I need to change location here, so, you know, that's, and then I try to make sure that I need 2 primes there, but that's it, you know, so go do this, you know, have it auto in when you're at work or something, or, you know, when you're hanging out with your family or loved ones that, you know, you might be just sitting and chilling with at home. We'll go kill Mephisto here to get that done. But the game, I mean, I don't know, like, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I the one who should be thinking, like, well, dude, what are you talking about? Like, this game is just, you know, it's closing. Why do you think it's not? Until I hear from Netmarble or somebody that I know close with Netmarble, like, I'm not going to think that at all. I think that, you know, it's actually a decent game, and I think that it can keep doing what it needs to do. I don't know. Let me take this. I'll be right there. Okay, so work calls, and sometimes you just gotta kind of hop to it. So another Mephisto while I was waiting there. Obviously, nobody's taking them on. So, you know, look, the long and short of this stuff is that the game needs to improve. I like it. I'm doing dailies. I'm doing stuff like this. Just, I mean, while I shoot a video, while I, you know, maybe I'll try to auto something. Now this stuff is not as autoable. I wish, you know, the content, this lull would have been during a content where I could just simply auto basically everything. That's not the state of the game right now. But I know like Dark Zone, we're sort of, well, you know, we're top 10. Like we're really sort of chilling now. We're kind of like, this is not, you know, like I said in my video, it's not necessarily worth just kind of cramming everything in there, and, you know, spending a lot of time and all of that is sort of thing. We, outside of, again, you know, bonding with the Alliance. So yeah, look, I hope they finish them, but the game in my mind's not dying. I personally believe, like, it's Lunar New Year. I think they're probably really actually looking hard on the inside and going, you know, what do we need to fix here? Like, maybe we need to adjust some things. What do we need to adjust internally? Like, what do we need to figure out to actually make this game more successful? Again, if this is a, you know, like a pump and dump situation, I'd be shocked, frankly. Like, I don't think Marvel would be cool with that. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like, you know, I certainly think Marvel will pull the plug on a project that's not doing well. You know, we just had happened with Realm of Champions. I don't know. When I saw that game, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna play this. This doesn't look fun. This game is different, and not that I'm some sort of like knower of these things, but I don't know. I mean, outside of the like heavy RNG and just yeah, I think they could learn a little bit actually from Lost Ark and making some, you know, PvE type content, making some level grind content. Like, you know, the fact that it takes you, I mean, I'm a week in and played a decent amount and I can't, you know, get to the max level cap. Now, some people got it in a couple days, but they just, you know, were crazy going, but they're still grinding. So anyway, I think I've kind of talked long enough. Am I crazy? Tell me what you think. I'm sure there's going to be people on both sides of the fence with this. But the truth, I mean, as I look at Mephisto, you're like, I mean, this is pretty cool. Like, this is like some serious effort put into this like boss. Now, that drives me nuts, is Invincibles. And actually, while I'm talking about this, the non-widows are going to hate me, but like her sniper rifle needs to be able to hit further. Like, it's ridiculous. There's so many times when a boss will dodge away from me and I'm just like, or not dodge away from, but like move slightly away from me and it'll miss. And I'm like, well, it can't shoot that far. It's a sniper. Anyway. All right. So that's all I got. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and listening to me sort of say like, I don't know. I'm not giving up on this thing yet. I am taking it a little bit easier. I'll say that, but I'm still playing. I want to play. I want to play with my alliance mates and do all the things. And I don't know. You tell me what your thoughts. So check out the Discord link in the description below. Remember to like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe, all that kind of thing. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.